So, hi Libra, my name is Chris and this is your 2026 readings. 3 cards, past, present, future. Maybe I do a 4th row. Let's just see where this is going. This is next year, right? This is the 6 of Cups, remembering joy. That's a very beautiful, wonderful, cozy energy. Just think back to your childhood, right? There was something that you were absolutely loving to do. Can you reconnect to that? You know, this lightness, this beauty of, you know, just carefree childhood vibes, right? There's something you can do in 2026 to bring that back. What is it? There's something you have to maintain. That's the Knight of Pentacles. Sure, the Ace of Swords. I mean, the Ace of Swords showed up in all of the readings end of 2025. Now I'm doing the 2026 readings and I would be super surprised if I wouldn't see this card again and again, because I've seen it in the end of 2025 and here it is again. That's a new consciousness, right? And we're all going through this. We all kind of are asked to level up in consciousness, right? What that means, we can go do an extra reading about the Ace of Swords and the new consciousness of 2026. It shows up here as well. And that's a good thing. That's a very, very good thing. There's a lot of stability here with the Knight of Pentacles, but there's a lot of forward movement coming out of this Ace of Swords thing. Another one, King of Pentacles, right? That's the first row here, in the first card here in the center, in the middle row. King of Pentacles, you're going from the Knight of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles. But next to joy, next to happiness, right? There is a little bit of blockage, right? Whenever you're triggered by guilt, fear, shame, you know, every emotion, every thinking, every... whatever you think about, right, can block you. That's here the 8 of Swords, right? Queen of Swords is freeing herself from that, right? So this is basically telling me a lot of Swords energy, a new consciousness, a new way of thinking, right? And this kind of seems like the old way of thinking. So you're making a huge leap forward, which is sometimes a little scary. Let's not forget, there's a joyful King of Pentacles here. So wealth, abundance, and prosperity. How do you come about this wealth, abundance, and prosperity? Just keep doing what you're doing. Slow and steady wins the race. No experiments when it comes to your money, right? You got something that is working for you. Keep doing that. Keep your cool. If you just do one thing after the other, everything will fall into place, right? King of Pentacles through the Page of Pentacles, and not the Page, the Knight of Pentacles, right? So you're basically protecting something that you already built for you. It works for you. Just keep doing what you're doing here, right? And try to relax in it, right? Try to find joy and divine humble pride in it, right? You built something, and that is fantastic. So there is a lot of new consciousness here, but there's something you're doing that is very practical, that works for you, and I'm telling you again and again, keep doing it and do it joyfully. Let's just see where this is going. The King of Wands and the King of Pentacles now, 2 kings. There's the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. There's the 9 of Swords. Okay. Let's just make a 4th row. 5 of Swords. Okay, a conflict is ending. There's the 7 of Swords. And the Queen of Wands. You got the Queen of Wands, bottom of the deck. The Empress is here. So it seems like, okay, let's just do some clarifiers. What is this all about? So there's somebody trying to do mind tricks with you, right? kind of trying to snap you out of your consistency, trying to snap you out of all sorts of worrying stuff, overthinking stuff, mindfuck energy, right? That's the Seven of Swords. You're in this energy of ending the conflict, no longer taking the bait, right? Whoever is not playing on your team, right, is not part of your team, right? Whoever is not playing on your team shouldn't be on the team, right? Just for somebody out there who needs to hear this. There's the Two of Cups, clarifying the Six of Cups. Let's just see, there's the Six of Cups, clarifying the Knight of Pentacles. So, yeah, you do something that you already built for yourself. And I say this again and again. It totally works fantastic. Temperance card, the Hanged Man, clarifying the Five of Swords. Okay, the Five of Pentacles, clarifying the King of Pentacles. Okay, this is going to be interesting. There's the Eight of Swords, clarified by the Eight of Cups. Yeah, you're going for the Ten of Cups. Okay, you're going for wealth, abundance, and prosperity, and a happy home. And there's somebody or some energy, or maybe it's a habit, right? Even worrying can be a habit, right? Swords energy, so it's something that you think about, something you, maybe it's catastrophizing, maybe it's worrying too much, maybe, you know, you might not have all the information, right? It's the Ace of Swords, it's a new consciousness, but you know exactly what you want. 2026 is about financial stability. 2026 is about joy and divine humble pride in this financial stability, in some sort of career, some way to make money, some way to manifest that worked for you, and you should just keep it, protect it, and rely on it, right? That's how you get the King of Pentacles energy. And it hasn't always been easy, right? Because there's the Five of Pentacles, which is kind of this lack mentality, right? But clarifying the King of Pentacles, so you're overcoming that. But every now and then you worry too much, right? And instead of worrying too much, instead of using your energy to worry, you should always remind yourself to keep focusing on what you want to create. You're totally creating financial stability in 2026. I see you're doing this totally. One of the secrets here is also that you have to make peace, maybe with your past, maybe with your childhood, maybe with whatever didn't went so well in the past. There's an antagonistic energy here. Do not engage into that, right? You won the fight, you overcome some sort of stagnation, right? And this new consciousness of yours, right, is basically a way of how you use your mind in general, right? So how do you think? What do you think about? What are your thinking habits, right? There are several uses, several ways to use your intellect, to use your mind. You can use your intellect to catastrophize, to watch the news all day, and to, you know, comment on some political forums on the internet, right? You can, you know, that is kind of focusing your attention to the negative, right? It's a choice, right? Bottom of the deck is the Empress. The Empress 2026 underlying energy is abundance, right? Is beautiful. You manifesting your own garden full of abundance, wealth, prosperity, right? And you're just resting in it. You're sitting there. There's, by the way, this is the Queen of Pentacles, clarifying the King of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, clarifying the King of Wands. Now you got the King and the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Wands here. And the Queen of Wands. Are you kidding me? Queen and King of Pentacles, Queen and King of Wands. That's big. So You got your passion totally under control. Nobody can trigger you. Nobody can play with your passion, you know? Just one sexy butt and you're gone. No. That was the past, not anymore. You're not easily seduced. You're not easily manipulated when it comes to your passion, right? That's sexuality, of course. That is everything that sparks your fire. That could also be rage or anger, right? But you cultivated your willpower. You're totally in control of your willpower. You got this figured out with your consciousness, with your mind, with your intellect as well, right? And you're bringing it into the real physical world, right? And that's manifestation of wealth, abundance, and prosperity. Pentacles energy. You got this all going, right? And it's the Wheel of Fortune here. There's so much royalty here. The only thing that you have to cultivate in 2026 is your mind, right? That's air energy, that's swords energy. I see you being totally focused. I see you disengaging from some sort of mind-fucking conflict, right? But there is an energy who wants to bring you back, basically. Who wants to, you know, bring you back behind the fence with the cattle, if that makes sense, right? So you don't want to be behind the fence with the cattle, right? You don't want to work 9 to 5. You want to create your own life, right? And maybe that is 9 to 5 for you for that time, right? If that's making you happy, if you're joyful in it, if you can really say, okay, this is a job that is fulfilling my highest potential, then by all means go for it. But there's a new focus here coming true, a new consciousness, and this consciousness is focused on happiness, on joy, on a happy home, stability. You're creating the financial stability, right? Just by doing what you're doing. You get a lot of expertise here. You get a lot of skill here, right? Pentacles energy, King and Queen of Pentacles. It hasn't always been like that because there's the 5 of Pentacles clarifying the King of Pentacles. The secret is really to maybe find a good partner, someone you can work with, someone you trust, right? And you really have to listen to your heart in this matter, right? So you can't just work with anybody. We're not that naive anymore, right? So, but trust your gut feelings in terms of your job. Whenever there's the question, can I work with this person? Can I do some form of cooperation? Or, you know, is this a reliable colleague or something like that, right? Trust your gut feeling on that. And your work should be joyful. That's the key. And then you're just manifesting it, right? Just make peace with it and realize, okay, right now I need that. So I just use it and go for it and create the stability and the money that I need, right? That's the one story, perfectly fine. Then there's the other story with your wands energy, total in control of it. Nobody is trying to trick you. I mean, everybody might try to trick you, but you're just the King and the Queen of Wands, right? You know what you want, willpower, healthy boundaries, communicating these healthy boundaries. Nobody's seducing you, so to speak, right? The only seductive tendency here is with the 7 of Swords, clarified by the 9 of Swords. And 9 of Swords shows up again with the 8 of Swords, clarified by the 8 of Cups, by the way. So this hint, okay, you got this new consciousness, but it's not, it's in potential, right? With the Ace. The secret to cultivate your mind is you need a practice. Pentacles energy, break it down to the real world. What does that mean? You go for a walk every fucking day, right? If it's just 15 minutes, you do the 15 minutes. If you have never walked like 5 minutes or anything, then you can do 15 minutes. Come on. Just do that every freaking day. You find a place for it, you make room for it, you do that. You bring yourself into the body, into the physical, because if you're alone with your mind might have this tendency to, oh my God, there's so much potential here. Am I doing this right? Perfectionism, distraction, catastrophizing, worrying too much, overthinking energy. So to snap out of this in 2026, you got this, right? You got your willpower, you know what you want, you're focused on happiness, on stability, on prosperity, and on joy, by the way. 6 of Cups 2 times with the 2 of Cups, right? Let's not forget that. By all means, bring your worrying, overthinking mind into the physical Pentacles energy, right? How do you do this? Go for a walk. Please do so. Fitness, sport, you can do tons of things to get into your physical body, right? And out of your overthinking mind. You can meditate. I do this every day. You should do this. Just sit there for 5 minutes and stand your chattering mind, right? What you're going to cultivate in 2026 is that mind, right? That kind of monkey mind that always, oh, what's here, what's here, what's here? Can we try to play with this? Or is this dangerous, right? Have you thought about that? And hey, I watched the news, that looks really bad, That overthinking monkey mind you have to cultivate, because there's so much potential here for us all, right? So it's a new it's a new potential. Okay, so you want to know what's happening with the Ace of Swords and in your consciousness. We're basically entering 5D consciousness, right? So in 5D is potentiality. 5D is potentiality, right? So this could be, this could be, this could be, right? Your mind becomes like a butterfly, right? So it could go here, it could over there, right? Let's see here, let's say there, right? You can cultivate that. How do you cultivate it? Through willpower, to temperance, through joy in what it is that you're doing, and grounding yourself. Because if you're grounding yourself, you're also focusing yourself. You focus yourself through the physical body, coming into the body, right? And through meditation, through exercise, long walks, right? Something like that. Short walks, if you like. Something to focus it. Every form of haste, every form of distraction, every form of rush, I would say, right, is not good. Do not run. Do not be hasty. Do not allow anybody or anything to bring you into a state of urgency. That's not what you want in 2026. You want peaceful, calm mind and very much focused what you want to create. And whenever there's a worrying, overthinking mind thought coming along, you have to recognize that. That's mindfulness, right? And you just have to release it. No, thank you. I got bigger fish to fry, right? Focus on something, get a daily routine, get some discipline, right? Yeah, and instead of the 9 of Swords, you're going for the 9 of Cups, right? Divine humble pride in what it is that you're doing and joy in what it is that you're doing. So you must actively create something that brings you joy and happiness if you're falling into this kind of hole of overthinking, right? You have to recognize that, okay, I'm totally overthinking. And then you have to do something physical or focused mentally, like meditation, to snap you out of this. King of Swords is here as well, clarifying the Queen of Wands. There's the 3 of Cups and the Sun card at the bottom of the deck. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Let's not forget, sorry, the Empress is the bottom of the deck, right? Yeah, that's beautiful. It's beautiful, and there's so much royalty here. King of Wands, King of Pentacles, King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords. My God, you got the Swords couple, the Wands couple, and the Pentacles royal couple, and the Empress. 2026 is going to be a fantastic year, and I'm not surprised that number 16 shows up into the Blue Angel Oracle deck. Health and Vitality, Sacred Earth. And Sacred Earth means grounding, and grounding seems to be super important because we're all tapping into a higher state of consciousness, and if we are doing that, we have to learn how to move into this new consciousness, right? How we behave, how we practice, how we make use of this new potential, right? 5D, that's the new consciousness, is potentiality. Maybe I'm going to talk about what that actually means, but you get lots of possibilities here, right? Whatever you focus your mind on, that's where your energy is flowing, basically. So focus on happiness and joy, which is not always so easy to do, right? So you need a practice to ground yourself, to not just leave it in the realm of the mind itself, right? But to bring it together with your passion, with your compassion, with your heart space, and with very practical approaches, right? Pentacles energy. The Oracle card tells you Sacred Earth, Health and Vitality. You can find healing and inspiration by connecting with the Earth. Nature's healing energy will bring you peace and balance your body, mind, and emotions. You can connect with nature's timeless wisdom anytime, anywhere, even if you are indoors. Simply close your eyes and imagine yourself surrounded by nature's beauty, perhaps on a sandy beach, in a lush green rainforest, or within the sacred heart of Uluru, whatever that is. Breathe nature's healing light. Imagine yourself as a waterfall. Oh my God. Okay. And it goes on like this. The most important thing is this Walt Whitman quote at the end here. Now I see the secret of making the best person. It is to grow in the open air, and air energy is thoughts energy, is your intellect, right? And to eat and sleep with the earth. So that's talking about grounding yourself, cultivating your mind to grounding your mind. You need a practice for that. By all means, go for a walk and meditate. Do some exercise and do the good work. You got something, you build something for yourself, you work on it, and there's big, big success. Just don't listen to the naysayers. There is this energy of somebody trying to mindfuck you into worrying, overthinking, in exactly the weakness, the negative potential of this Ace of Swords, right? So there's this new consciousness. You can do whatever you want with that new consciousness. My advice would be have some grounding practice that focuses your energy, and then do that. And to all the naysayers, to all the people who say, who do you think you are, right? No, not today, right? Not in 2026. Clear-cut boundaries. If there's a naysayer, just... 2026 is the year in which we maybe should say goodbye to a few people who are still around, who are still trying to drag us down. And you can do this in a very gentle and focused way. No is a complete sentence, right? the conflict is over. You got this new consciousness here. You're in it. You're focused. You're laser focused on the prize, on joy and happiness. You got the 9 of Cups and the 10 of Cups here. You focus on your projects. And all the people who try to steal your energy, lower your frequency by telling you stupid stories about, oh, this is bad and this is bad, and have you worried about this, right? No, you're building something for yourself, right? So focus on that. Then you're good. Okay, just one more card. Turn knowledge into wisdom. That's wolf spirit. Let's just see what this is all about. 60. Come on, 67 is the last card. Turn knowledge into wisdom, right? So you learn something, discernment. You got the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the Ace of Cups. You got your 5 of Swords. You freed yourself from stagnation through that battle, and was a mental battle. Wolf Spirit leads you deep into the enchanted forest that holds the secret of your life. Can you sense her beckoning you to follow, asking you to take all you have learned and all your learning and make it yours? Can you integrate all into your body, mind, and spirit? Whatever lesson you learned along the way, you do not leave them unexamined. Be loyal to your dreams, to your soul, and to turning knowledge into wisdom and experience into magic. You ate. You know you didn't age. You are the one you have been waiting for. Okay. Be still and know that the sound of your heart beats in harmony with the whole world. The appearance of Wolf Spirit is an auspicious omen that says you are truly in alignment with your destiny. And there's the Wheel of Fortune here. Follow your passion. Turn, there's a lot of Swords energy, knowledge into wisdom. That's exactly, I mean, the text, I don't know if the text fits so good, but the knowledge into wisdom part, right? The potential of the aces, the potential of the Ace of Swords in particularly, you winning this mindfuck game, right? Somebody tried to mindfuck you and you won this, right? You came out of stagnation because you're focusing on what works for you and you're building your little kingdom here in 2026. And all the people who try to distract you from that, right? Out of your life. But your monkey mind is also trying to trick you, right? You don't even need other people for that, right? So you cultivate your mind, knowledge into wisdom. You know how it works. Now you have to practice that, right? That's 2026, and I hope it resonates with you. And if it does, share, like, subscribe, leave a comment, let me know if it resonates and how it resonates. See you soon. Now, Budaya. Ciao.